Hi there, I'm Jason from Commit. With Commit, you save time and your team gets better. It's that simple and that powerful. In this video, we'll walk you through how to manage your team. Let's get started. When you navigate to the Training Groups tab on the left-hand menu, you'll see a list of your teams here. Before we get into some of the team settings, let's quickly look at building a new team. You'll select New Team and give it a name. You can also go ahead and invite any coaches, or you can wait and do this later. On the mobile app, you'll navigate to More and click New Team to follow the same steps. Just a quick note, if you're planning on inviting coaches to a team, be sure you have a subscription that allows for multiple coaches, or that the coach you're inviting has their own subscription. Now that your team is made, let's start looking at your team settings. You can click the little pen icon on the team if you wish to update its name, and you can invite coaches here as well. On the mobile app, you'll need to click the team first, then find the pen icon here. This will be the only place you can invite coaches to your team when using the mobile app. Now, let's look at your options for how to manage your team before you start writing workouts. When using the web app, you'll need to click the gear icon next to the team you wish to customize. On the mobile app, you'll see these menus by clicking the team name like before. We'll stay in the web app here, but all of these options exist the same way in the mobile app. First, you'll see the Team's Coaches tab. Here, you can once again invite coaches. If you see a yellow bell, that means you've invited the coach but they've not set their account up yet. Or you'll see a green check mark, which means that they've set up their account and should now be able to see the team when they sign as a commit. But this green check mark does not necessarily mean the coach is linked to your subscription. You can have coaches on your team that are not on your subscription. They just need to be on one of their own. You can learn more about account and subscription management in our support page. Moving on, you can also select coaches you need to remove from your team. Removing coaches like this is something you have to do from a browser. And removing a coach from the team does not mean that they're removed from your subscription. Again, be sure to check out our account and subscription management information to learn more about that. Moving on, the next tab is where you can set up your team's athletes. Similar to inviting a coach, you can invite an athlete, but a big difference here is that you do not need to include an email for an athlete. You can include an email if you wish for your athletes to be able to sign in to commit to view workouts or let them view their own training analytics. You can import existing rosters by using a CSV file, or you can manually input multiple athletes at once. You can also add just one athlete at a time. Additionally, you can have as many athletes as you like for your team. Athlete accounts are free on Commit and don't cost the athlete or the coach anything. Lastly, you'll be able to see the athlete's status by looking at the icon next to their name. A plus sign means that they have no email added. A yellow bell means that you've invited them with an email, but they've yet to sign in and set up their account. If your athlete hasn't received the link inviting them to the team, you can resend it. Or a green check mark means you've added an email, they've set up their account, and are now linked to your team and able to sign in. When you set up an athlete, you can select the subgroups they will be on, or wait and add them later by returning to this menu and selecting the athlete who needs assigned to a subgroup. You can also remove an athlete from a team here, or transfer them to a new team. You have two options when transferring: moving them off the current team and onto a new one, or keeping them on the current team while also adding them to a new team. In the next menu, Subgroups, you can break your team down into, well, subgroups. For this team, we have distance and sprint, but you can have as many subgroups as you prefer and name them whatever you'd like. And you'll see you can also add athletes to the subgroups right as you create them. The next menu is intensities. Here, you can begin to customize how you'll make note of a workout's intensity. You can see the 5 default intensities here, but you can have way more intensities than this if you'd like. You can also update these existing values. Moving on to the strokes menu, here's where you'll be able to see and add different strokes. The defaults you see here are locked in and cannot be changed, but because we know everyone has different shorthands and terminology, you can easily add to the list of strokes that Commit will be able to understand for this team. Don't like the abbreviation for back? Add a new one. Have another specialty stroke you use? Add it here. And if you write workouts in a different language other than English, this is where you can alter Commit to understand your native language. Next, let's look at the Types menu. Here, you can do the same customization with types of kicks as you did with strokes. For example, want to differentiate between types of kick so that Commit captures the analytics for your kick sets? Create underwater dolphin and board kicking here. Moving on to the next menu, under courses, you can add the different types of environments and the different metrics you might be running practices in. Then you'll be able to use these as your default for each time you create a new workout. Lastly, we have the equipment menu, where you can add any of the different types of equipment you might have at your disposal to use on training days. All of these settings will help give you better, more accurate data when you look at your training analytics. Again, you can find all of these settings on the mobile app by clicking on the team name. So now you've gone through and made all the customizations for your intensities, strokes, types, courses, and equipment. But now you're creating a new team that you want to use the same settings for without having to go in and retype all of it. Well, we've made it easy for you. Once you create your new team, select the original team that has your settings all done and click the Copy Team Settings button here. Then select the team you want to apply the settings to. But this will not copy over coaches, athletes, or subgroups. Now, let's say your season's over, the team is done, and you don't need it again. What you can do is archive the team. You'll do this by clicking the pen tool on your team and clicking Remove Team from My Account. You'll see this creates an archive team where you'll see all your old teams that are no longer active. You'll have the option to restore this team if you need to access settings or start using the team again. And by archiving, you'll still be able to search for workouts from this team by using the search filter. But it won't show up in your workouts list cluttering it if you're scrolling. Lastly, another tool we offer is team branding, which allows you to upload your club's logo so that it can be added to reports you export or workouts you send or print. Simply drag and drop an image of your logo or click to upload one. It's that easy. We have 2 additional tools to help enhance your team management, planning, and results. To learn about these tools, check out our support page for more information. So that's the ins and outs of managing a team. Be sure to check out more of our resources that can show you how to use Commit to save time and manage your team. Simple, powerful, that's Commit.